Aries, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Let's jump on into it. Show me, Aries. What's going on for Aries? What's going on for Aries? By the way, I'm going to introduce a new segment called Moving On, beginning in the next 2 weeks. Moving on. And as much as I love the fact that the collectives trust me with so much of their love energy, a lot of it. I get that. I respect that. I really do. And the fact that people trust me so much with their emotional energies, it just becomes all-consuming, you know? It becomes all-consuming. So I'm going to introduce a new tarot segment, like I said, called Moving On. And I'm hoping that you and your collective energy will very much be a part of that. Yes? You being Aries, leadership, initiative, tenacity. I hope to see that for you. Yeah? And I hope to see that for everyone. I want people to really see the power of moving on, you know, when they need to. What's going on, please, for Aries? Until then, let's take a look at your Celtic cross. What's going on, please, for Aries? What's going on, please, for Aries? What's going on, please, for Aries? These are general readings, of course. So, take what resonates, leave what does not. Yes? What's going on for Aries, please? Five of Cups, that's what I'm talking about. Pain, okay? Disappointment. What's crossing you? Four of Pentacles. You would like to relinquish this pain, to let it go. It's been a challenge for you. That's the Aries I'm looking at today. You have pain in your heart. Cups of the past. Five of Cups is often emotional past pain that's still with us to this day. What's in the challenge? Four of Pentacles, the classic holding on. It's been hard for me to let this go, even though I know I probably should. Influencing you, your own sense of self-care, self-worth. The Queen of Pentacles, this is energy that's with you all the time. And it influences you constantly. I should make myself a priority. I should put my own needs first. I need to take care of me and mine, my household. That is my priority. So I see your energy trying to really focus on itself to love you better, right? To understand your own sense of self-worth and value, all right? And that's one of the things that's pulling on you about you should let this go, right? If I let this go, this will be a true reflection of my self-worth, and it's something I need to do, but I'm struggling with it. I understand. The Empress in your relevant past, someone whom you were very close to, or this is your own energy, that sense of self-empowerment. It's not unfamiliar to you, okay? I'm not necessarily convinced it's someone else. It could be. But right now I'm seeing it as a form of self-empowerment. I know what this looks like. I know what this feels like. I remember this. What is exiting? Nine of Pentacles. That sense of independence, your sense of experience, your sense of self. There's so much more here to this than just me. Could be someone else. I don't know. Future, Ace of Swords, a truth that you must abide by. Clear, undisputed knowledge, action, or a combination of the two. Abiding, however, by your particular truth. Your strengths, Queen of Wands, you still look good. What you gonna do? I mean, you look good, you look good. You know, taking care of that physical appearance. As some of you, however, that's just that lovely Queen of Wands energy. She's so fiery, she's so passionate, she's so creative, you know, holds no prisoners, that kind of thing. And then, of course, also physical beauty as well. You still have a sense of regard for you and your energy and positivity and how it can move forward. Okay? Fire moves, we must remember. Okay. The Six of Coins in your environment. Taking care of business. Weighing up the scales. All right? Doing what you need to do on the day-to-day. No doubt. Hopes and fears. Will I ever have new love again? Will I ever have new love again? The outcome, I don't know, but you seem to be open to it. The Fool. I have some overlap in here with Sagittarius, by the way. The placements were different, but there you go. And just to let you know, I washed the cards multiple times in between readings, never mind what you see on camera, okay? But there you go. Your outcome, very you. I'm open. At least I'm trying to be. I want to be. I would like new love again. It's scary. It's scary to put myself out there, but I'd like to try. All right, let's start here with the old Five of Cups. Let's get to it. Show me that Five of Cups, please. Show me that Five of Cups. Show me that Five of Cups, please. Show me that Five of Cups. Show me that Five of Cups. Show me that Five of Cups, please. Four of Wands. Five of Cups for Five of Cups. Good night. Three of Cups. Something wouldn't come together. And it caused pain. And it wasn't for lack of trying. Five of Cups twice. That's heavy emotional nostalgia for a love of the past. It's not an accusation. We all go through it. And that's why the Five of Cups is what it is. We've all experienced it. It's honestly not too far apart from the Five of Pentacles. It's just more like emotional abandonment. Okay, cups that didn't work out. They were spilt. They meant more to someone else as opposed to, say, the other. Because whoever's stuck with the regret the most, it typically meant more to them. You know? You can't have that level of pain and not tell me that you didn't love this situation or person very, very much. And it could have been a relationship of some type, but it wouldn't come together. Now, with the Three of Cups, there was some sort of proposal here, emotional, bare minimum, emotional proposal that there is some sort of relationship here, but I'll be damned if it's just not steeped in pain and regrets and remorse. It's like even when you were trying to celebrate this relationship, even when you tried to be light and easy with it, there was still literally pain between you and the goal, bringing it together, making it something cohesive and healthy and happy that two people can celebrate, and you just constantly found yourself miserable with it. I see that you kept trying to court emotions of the past. Okay. You had a very strong attachment to someone. What the relationship value was to you both, I don't know. I just see that it ultimately caused you pain. And this was over a period of time. So you've known this person for a long time, enough to be constantly hurt by it, but you kept trying. And you kept trying. And you kept trying to bring it together and make it function in some way. Some way, no matter how small. You tried to make this relationship function. But I can tell this is love of the past. This is someone whom you've known. And you hung in there, and you hung in there, but it kept hurting, and it kept hurting. And now we're in this position where we need to let it go. We know this. But it's easier said than done. Okay? Show me that Four of Pentacles, please. Show me that Four of Pentacles, please. Show me that Four of Pentacles. Show me that Four of Pentacles. There always seemed to be some sadness between you and someone else. Despite that you kept on a happy face. I can bring it together. I can bring it together. It's like you were mourning it even while you were trying to bring it together. Show me that Four of Pentacles, please. King of Wands. Yeah, the Moon. Okay. And the Queen of Pentacles. Ugh. And this is why we had a hard time letting it go. This is why we had a hard time letting it go. I am saying this as you. I'm not saying that there's fault. What I'm saying is I kind of see what happened here. The reason why you had a hard time letting this go is because your passion for this situation or person was very, very strong. And with Aries, that's no joke. You tend to take your fire side very seriously, as you should. Okay. It's like you had a hard time putting this aside because you were strongly attracted to whatever this is, despite how much pain it caused. You kept at it. And in so doing, you kind of forsook your own needs. That Queen of Pentacles there. Jesse is influencing you now in a positive way. But you held on to this, whatever this is, as long as you did. And in so doing, what you may not have realized is that you neglected yourself and your own needs. Okay? You weren't really taking care of yourself in that respect of there's what's right for me and there's what isn't right for me. These are my needs, my emotional needs. These are my physical needs, my sense of self-care, my sense of self-love and self-worth. I'm going to go ahead and hide that because I'm really into them, even though it causes me pain. You know? Now, we cannot dismiss that fire energy for fire signs, okay? I know fire signs' energy gets dismissed a lot. It's just passion. Well, if you're a fire sign, it's very different. Your fire is an indicator of where you're meant to head. I feel very strongly about this. I feel very passionately about this. This is the first interest a fire sign has to indicate where they're supposed to go. Water, which I am. I also have some damn strong fire in my chart, but I'm a principal Scorpio. Okay? When I have a very strong emotional pull, I gravitate towards that. When fire has a very strong fire pull, you gravitate towards that. In other words, you were listening towards your element. You were. You had a very strong attraction here, and that's why you kept at it. But in so doing, you neglected yourself and sense of self-worth and sense of self-care. And you've struggled to let this go. But the more you held on to it, it's like the more you were disrespecting your own energy, right? Let's take a look at that, because now the Queen of Pentacles is hovering around you. You need to remember how to take care of yourself, to love yourself first. You know? Show me that Queen of Pentacles, please. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles, please. Seven of Cups, Eight of Wands, the Sun. Okay, good. 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 Okay. You're communicating your healthy needs. Good. You are now communicating, I believe you are in this position now of communicating what is actually healthy for you. Right? We've been a little too neglectful of this while we were busy trying to bring something together that just wouldn't. And ultimately was causing us more harm than good. You are now in a position, I believe, of actively communicating your sense of happiness, and that you are trying to keep yourself open to exploring what actually makes you happy. In other words, you seem to be reinvesting into yourself and what makes you happy, what makes you feel secure, what makes you feel stable, and something that actually speaks to your self-worth and doesn't take away from your sense of self-worth, yes? I think you forsook a lot of who you are in the interest of pursuing someone else. And you did it for a long time. And they were someone of the past. I don't know how long you knew them, but Five of Cups twice, that's enough to say past, past, past. Love of the past, love of the past, love of the past. And you mourned it for a long time. Tried to keep it together for a long time, both in the past as well as in the present. I see why you struggle to let it go, but the more you open yourself to that which is right for you, the more relaxed your energy becomes, more self-aware it becomes, and the more you love yourself literally again. When you focus on literally fulfilling your needs, emotional, physical, happiness, you're really trying to turn that frown upside down. And I want you to succeed in this. I want you to achieve this. And I hope that you are. By all rights, you're telling me that you are. Okay? Now, the Empress is in the relevant past. She is, of course, the personification of self-empowerment. So it was either you and you forgot how to be self-empowered and you are relearning it right here, or this is the person of significance to us. Show me the Empress, please. Show me the Empress, please. Show me the Empress. Show me the Empress. King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, it was them. And you know what? By all rights, you two are a power couple. By all rights, you two are a power couple. The Emperor and Empress. Oh boy. You had a lot of love for it. You had a lot of love for it. And that's why you held out. That's why you held out, honey. There's that Four of Pentacles again, under question. Well, yeah, there you go. That's you. You held on to them. You had a lot of love for them. Big heart. It's you. So this is them. They held a lot of rank in your eyes. They had a lot of rank. You saw them as your counterpart. They're like me, and perhaps you're right. But proof is in action and in feeling. Okay? Somebody might have massive energy potential. That doesn't mean they're living up to it. And there you are. This is why I'm holding on, Christina. That's you. 4 of Pentacles. Big heart. See, it wasn't just big passion. It was big heart, too. Is it? That's why I held on to him. I meant it when I said that I loved them and I cared about them. You know? You weren't joking around about that. I'm very honest. You two likely held on to each other. What their motivations were, I don't know. What their reasons were, I don't know. But yours was plain as day. You loved them. That's it. 9 of Pentacles is on the exit. 9 of Pentacles. Now that's interesting. Show me that 9 of Pentacles, please. Is on the exit. Show me that. Show me that 9 of Pentacles, please. 10 of Swords. 5 of Pentacles. 2 of Swords. Okay. Yeah, you're no longer pursuing that. Okay. You seem to think, because again, 9 of Pentacles is individuation. So you're saying that this is no longer for me specifically. I have enough experience with this to understand it's running against my own best interest. That's a hard understanding. 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Yeah, no, you're saying I'm relinquishing this. It's not for me. I, as an individual, understand that this experience was not good for me, and it wasn't lending to me, and it was not lending to my growth. So I killed it. I broke from it. There was too much confusion here. It seems to take away from my confidence. It doesn't lend to it. It doesn't seem to give to me what I need. It doesn't make me feel independent. It doesn't make me feel strong. It just makes me feel like a bad version of myself. You see the reflection of where you are and where you ultimately found yourself in this situation. This is not the best representation of me. 9 of Pentacles, again, solid sense of self. Whatever this is not the best representation of me. And so now you've upped your energy, if you can believe it, from a 9 of Pentacles, an individual person who's independent and strong-willed, but this connection is not the best representation of that. You know what it is? My Queen of Pentacles self. Person who says, I need to stop neglecting myself, like my needs don't matter. My needs matter. And this person can't supply it. They can't supply it. I used to be connected to them in a way that suggested that we are equals, but it turns out we're not equals. And perhaps in a way you two are divine counterparts, but it takes 2 people to know that and to claim it, you know. Again, the theory's nice, but if we don't live up to the theory, then it's just a theory. If we don't put it into practice, yeah? So I'm glad to see that you are now treating yourself right. And you seem to be doing that. You seem to be treating yourself right now. And that's what matters. I don't think they did. I don't think they treated you right, honey. You wanted them to. But you can't make someone treat you right, no matter how much you love them. Ace of Swords. Show me the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. And this doesn't have to be a significant other, guys. You got to break outside that box. Not every reading is a love reading. This could be a mother-father type dynamic. This could be a sibling dynamic. This could be a friend dynamic. I'm defaulting to love simply because typically more often than not, that's where most people's perspective is coming from. However, this situation could apply to any dynamic that you have with somebody who you ultimately felt was causing you more harm than good, and that they were not being a good facilitator of your emotional needs or your physical needs, your safety. There's a distinct lack of concern for your welfare that is kind of concerning me. That's what's weird. It does feel like you were devalued in many respects because somebody wasn't thinking about how they were treating you. They weren't thinking about that they were not making you feel stable or good about yourself. That's why I'm bothered more than anything. So I don't know what their motivation is. I'm not trying to dig like that today. But the way that you devalued yourself, and I'm assuming they let you, like your needs weren't important, that disturbs me. It takes two. You played into this, and you're getting yourself out of it, so that's all I really care about. But if there is indeed going to be some kind of, again, be it with family, siblings, friends, lovers, whatever, there should be some care from the other side about what they're doing, or what they're making you feel, or how they're treating you. I mean, God, have some perspective. How is Aries seeing me? How do I make Aries feel? That requires some insight. You know what I'm saying? So I see the result of how you ultimately felt in this dynamic and how you're reacting to it. It's just the lack of care, concern that you devalued yourself for this, for someone that you had such a huge opinion of, and this allowed to happen over and over again. That's a little concerning. I like how you admit that this isn't for me, and I learned that the hard way. But still, that's a little unsettling. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords. Abiding by your own particular truths, knowledges, actions, as you best understand them. The Empress, Page of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Okay, you are starting to get, and I'm actually happy to see this, a much stronger understanding. I want to say truth with that Ace of Swords of what an Empress should be. Yes, I agree with you. An Empress should be loving, protective, and actually can build something constructive. This is where you're headed towards in the future, and I see you trying to make good on this particular concept, more so given your output energy towards the end. You're saying, oh, I have a strong idea now of what an Empress is. I thought I knew what an Empress was, and I thought I saw it in you. Turns out I was wrong, because an Empress would never ask me to devalue myself to keep something going. An Empress would actually care about how I'm experiencing them. An Empress would actually check in with me about how I'm feeling and experiencing, and if this is at all satisfying to me or benefiting me. An Empress wants to know, how can I help you feel like a Queen of Pentacles? How can I make sure that you are happy? How am I actively contributing to this? I agree. This is what true Empress energy is. And you have a very strong idea that you'll be investing into that, because you want the real deal. Something that is solid, loyal, dedicated, has a future, stable, and someone who actually cares. You don't just see them. You saw this person as an Empress, but it's like there was no proof of it. And it's like the next time I see an Empress, I'm going to know that there's proof behind it. There's going to be real value. You know why? Because they actually want to build something constructive. You are headed towards this particular truth, armed with this particular knowledge, and I think you are going to be acting it out soon. Okay? I like that bridge. I think that's a good segue to your future orientation. I do. Now that you are doing a much better job of communicating your needs, okay? This is how I'm standing up for myself. I understand this is what I need emotionally, physically, to feel stable and happy. It didn't happen here. I learned that shit the hard way. Let's focus on actually making the legit thing happen. Yes? Very good. Queen of Wands, please. In your strengths, you are still you. You are still fiery, gorgeous. You might be a little hot-headed, that's all right. I mean, would Aries be Aries without, that? I mean, does the Pope wear a really big hat? Aries is gonna have some fire on him. That's just how they are. That's just how it is. I love it. I love it. I love everybody's natural energy. I do. Yeah, you might be a little bit hot-headed, but that's also how you get shit done. If Aries isn't feeling it, you don't do it. That's it. So I'm glad to see that your Queen of Wands is still very much in your strength. All right, take pride in who you are. Take pride in your sense of passion and direction. Okay? And, I want you to feel good about you. Show me that Queen of Wands, please. Eight of Cups, King of Swords, the Stars. Okay, so you still have big hopes and dreams, okay? You still have very strong desires in you. This is good. And you're saying, when to carry that with me, okay, into making my dreams happen. I'm still going through some emotional recovery here with the Eight of Cups, okay? I'm still having to warm back up into myself. I'm coming from a cold, kind of analytical point of view. I had to slip into that energy, all right? But I had to do that for a reason. I am coming back to me. I'm coming back to an energy, an element that feels more natural to me. I want to get out of this cold, vacuum-like situation where my feelings are not strong and are not at the forefront. I need to put my passion back into my dreams and my goals, and that should help me get started. I agree. Okay? So, there you are. There's some acknowledgement in you that you have become emotionally absent from this situation. I understand. You went through something serious rather recently. But there you are, saying it's time to kind of start minimizing that and get back into a position of feeling good about my long-term vision. Okay? So everything is a process. Nothing is overnight. I like how you have a strong truth here about what seriousness should look like. Reputation, community, loyalty, all that good stuff, and what true Empress energy is. Not what we perceive, but what we can actually see in the real world. That's true Empress energy. Someone either can help you build the goods or they can't. And this was non-constructive energy. Not only that, it took away from you because ultimately it made you feel bad about you. And that's why I'm not okay with it. Okay? And you shouldn't be either. I don't care how highly you perceive them. If someone makes you feel bad about you, and they don't seem to care about the effect they're causing you, that's not good. Okay, the Six of Pentacles is in your environment, doing the day-to-day stuff, taking care of what matters, all right, showing yourself balance, doing everything that you need to do in your day-to-day structure. Show me that. Show me that Six of Pentacles, please. Show me that Six of Pentacles, please. Show me that Six of Pentacles. Ten of Cups, King of Pentacles. All right, Two of Swords. Okay, okay. You seem to be engaging in something. You don't quite know where it's going, but it seems to have a sort of healthy contribution to it. So that's good. It seems to have a healthy contribution. How interesting. You wonder if this could go something further. It's not this, it's something else. Let's take a look at that Ace of Cups. It might have introduced itself sooner rather than later. Show me this. Show me this Ace of Cups, please. Show me that Ace of Cups. Yeah, I just saw that Ace of Cups to the Six of Pentacles for some of you who have just recently started seeing other people. Okay. And there's kind of a question here of can it lead to the bigger goal, whatever this is. So, let's see that Ace of Cups. Let's see that Ace of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune, Five of Cups, Nine of Swords. Okay. In time, if you can believe it, your heart space is going to feel a lot better. It may not seem that way from this point of view. You can't help but wonder if your cup will ever be set to rights again. The answer is yes. That transformation, however, does need to take place with that Five of Cups. It's still lingering in you, and mostly it's coming in the form of stress. Why is it still with me? Okay. I don't know. I don't know why it's still with you. Perhaps you wonder if you'll ever be able to love again. Let's call bullshit on that because I already kind of see you engaging in something. You don't know if it's going to be the next big thing. All right? But you can't help but wonder how much this situation has changed your heart. And is there something wrong with your heart? I'm going to have to strongly disagree and push back on you with that. I really need you to challenge yourself to look at those Five of Cups in your heart. Okay? I really need you to challenge yourself. If you want to open up to new love, then that's where your perspective needs to be, not with lingering in the pain of the past, honey. You know, you say you want new, prove it to yourself. I know some of you are afraid to open up to love again. I understand that. But when something is legitimately presenting itself as being stable, and it's giving you proof that it's stable, and it's taking a vested interest in you, that's what you need to put your focus on. Okay? The Fool, Hierophant, Lovers, Judgment, Jesus. Wasn't expecting that. I weren't expecting that. Oh no. I mean, oh no isn't bad. As long as the motivations are okay, then that's okay. So long as the motivation is good and it's clean, then it's fine. It's just, no wonder the pain's still in your heart. I see you tentatively trying to forge new cups with other people. You are opening your heart towards it, and you are coming from it from a practical, fair point of view. Is this healthy? Is this constructive? Got it. Very good. I was like, why is there still pain in your heart, honey? Are you afraid to move on? Are you afraid of new love? Well, I can kind of see why it's still kicking around in your heart. It's a stronger connection than perhaps we initially understood or realized. It seems to be... I want to hear it. I want to hear it. It seems to be coming back of its own accord. It's not within your control. It doesn't need to be. It's not meant to challenge you or to freak you out. This has divine timing written on it, and it has nothing to do with you. It's not within your control. Okay. The Fool, as you open up more spiritually outward, and you open up, and you open up, and you open up, and you get into that place where you're more comfortable taking risks, and you get into that space where you're more comfortable exploring new emotions with other people. Guess what comes back? The spiritual energy attached to this is such that I can't say I'm surprised. The only reason I'm surprised is because I didn't see it sooner. So that tells me perhaps you did not know. I see you mourning this connection even while you were engaging in it. It was causing you pain even while you were trying to bring it together. And you said, this is not the best representation of me. It seems to take away from me. It doesn't give to me. If you have to neglect your own sense of self, self-care, and self-worth in order to bring a connection together, it's not worth it, right? I know. It's not worth it. I agree with you. It doesn't make the pain any less real. Because we still did it, didn't we? We still tried to our own cost. And I am happy to see that you're communicating healthy actions and intentions now. Where your Queen of Pentacles was neglected, you have now brought her out in full force, emphasizing, I need stability, care, love, attention, and I need to give those things to me first. Because this situation most certainly didn't. They didn't seem to have any regard for my well-being. I don't care what they said, right? I know what a true Empress is. I know what a Ten of Pentacles is, and I'm going to invest in those constructs. Ace of Swords, this is a solid truth. I see you extending yourself. I see you trying out new cups, maintaining a balance, nothing crazy, nothing you can't handle. You don't know if it's going to go anywhere, but you're trying to keep yourself open to it. Your heart, though, is struggling with the Ace of Cups. There's still pain in there. And you held on to it for a long time. I see it, not once but twice. You really thought they were equal. And typically I don't see things like this unless there's an indication of a divine pairing. So it makes me wonder if one or both of you didn't realize it was divine pairing. Because by all rights, to bring the point home, it is Hierophant, the Lover's Judgment. The only time reference I have here, possibly in the early summer months, May, June. So we have Taurus season, Gemini season. But Judgment, when it comes back, is when it comes back. And it seems to be the only working construct I have here is when you have completely opened yourself to new. And that's your only motivation. Okay? Keeping yourself open, not closed off. How you'll react to this, I do not know. And sometimes these things come swinging back because they need to. Because it is such a strong connection. If it was a bullshit connection, if I saw another Three of Cups and you said, no, then that's it. But this is coming back with a certain level of importance. That these are, by the way, I will point out all 4 majors. Okay. The only hint I had, by all rights, a divine pairing, and I saw you show up with your heart, and that's why you held on. I don't know where they were showing up from, other than the fact that they didn't seem to care about your experience too much, about what you were experiencing with them. Because they kept letting you try, even if it meant your cost. So, didn't quite... You know what? This reminds me something of Scorpio's reading a couple weeks ago. I couldn't tell you which one. But even I was like, oh. Okay. It had a very similar powerful combination, and I promise you there's been many a shuffle between yours and weeks ago, possibly a month ago. Yeah. This one's incredibly short. You made a pretty solid case up until this point. Let's just be careful with that, because I don't know what they're going to present. I don't know what they're going to present, honey. Other than the fact that there are some things that need to be discussed. The spiritual importance, and I'm going to tell you like I told Capricorn not too long ago. If somebody reemerges into your life and they haven't changed, it will be obvious. Very obvious. Same plus same equals same. No change plus no change equals no change. So when I see a powerful reconnection like this, and the spiritual energy is behind it, the authenticity is behind it, the higher self is behind it, but we as humans fuck it up. So if whoever this is comes swinging back around, and the first words out of their mouth are, I've learned a lot about this. I understand why we separated. I understand why you separated from me. I was kind of a selfish dick. Or I was a selfish lady. And I took, and I made you feel bad about you. And I didn't show enough regard for your welfare or what you were experiencing. If it's anything less than that, then it's not worth it. Because somebody can have that big spiritual connectivity with you and still fuck it up. Okay? So if it's, hey, I just wanted to see if you've cooled off, Aries. Are you done being pissed? Maybe we can work it out. That's pretty much what that amounts to. It's a jerk-off session. Hi, my name's Christina. Welcome to Sassy Scorpion Tarot if you're new. I actually have real expressions. And that's just how I am. And for those of my Aries crew, you already know what's up. You're not surprised by that. But yeah, it's just a jerk-off session if they're saying what they need to say. But if there's real thought behind it, real sincerity behind it, this is what I've learned. This is what I feel. Then what you do with that is up to you. I see your willingness to open up towards it so long as it's genuine. And I think that's all you ever wanted, is probably some sort of genuine connection with this person instead of just feeling bad about yourself. And being connected to someone who allowed you to neglect yourself, your needs. You got used to doing it, and then you literally said, this was not in my best interest. This did not lend to me at all. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is literally saying, this lends to me as a person. This is why I'm a strong individual. This is why I'm experienced. And you said, this took away from me as an individual. It caused me harm. It was the opposite of being free will and independence. I see that right here. I don't like seeing the Nine of Pentacles in that position at all. That's one of my top favorite 10s. And to see somebody admittedly say, this caused me more harm than good. This was not the best for me. And I participated in this. All I did was hurt myself. Pisses me off. At least you learned it. So again, as beautiful as that looks, and as sexy as that looks, and that's spiritual sexiness right there, baby. And that is 100% spiritual sexiness. You can quote me. But what we do as humans defines if this actually happens or not. So I don't know what they're going to say. I do know they want the connection. They want to speak to it. They feel it strongly. And if they can own that energy and stay in it, speak to it genuinely, then they might be worth listening to. They might even be worth opening yourself up towards you. Now, what that looks like, I don't know. Let's get some advice. Advice, please, for Aries. First of all, this should not go without saying, but I'm going to go ahead and reinforce it. Take care of yourself. You put yourself on the back burner for this way too long. You neglected yourself, particularly your emotional well-being. Your needs were not met with this situation. You know that. You need to keep that in mind. Advice, please. Yeah, I was wondering why that fear was kicking off in your heart space, even though you have been, by all rights, addressing this, moving forward in your goals with a very strong sense of what those goals are in your mind, working through it, giving yourself the space, keeping yourself positive, and then I see fear strike in your heart. What the fuck, Aries? Oh. That. The pain's coming back. That seems to be your initial perception of it. Like, is this just going to hurt me again? Wheel of Fortune, time has passed, but the pain is reemerging. It's like, why? Okay, your initial reaction to this is fear when it reintroduces itself. Is this just going to hurt me again? That will make itself known sooner rather than later. I would like to see this person's motivation other than the fact that they feel strongly called to it. They felt strongly called to it the first time, otherwise they wouldn't have participated. So, what have they learned? What are they willing to change? Etc. Tower. Yeah, that's a bit of surprise. Oh, there it is. That's what I say. There's what the fear's in your heart. That's exactly what I was speaking to. It was unexpected. I told you it wasn't you. Here's your Ace of Cups. It was in your hopes and fears. And I'm like, okay, maybe Aries is struggling to love again. And there's that Five of Cups, but you already dealt with it. Wheel of Fortune, time past, anxiety. There's that Ace of Cups again, Tower. The re-emergence immediately kind of strikes fear into your heart. Could this hurt me again? There you are, literally, you. Okay. Could this hurt me again? I'm still me. I've worked very hard to be me. Specifically, I've worked very hard to remember me. That I'm an emotional being too, and I have needs too. I have welfare surrounding me too. I'm important too, right? Okay, yeah. When it hits, it's gonna hit fast. I can see why you're initially taken aback. That makes sense. It's gonna be okay. It's going to be okay. I can see why the reemergence of this is going to provoke old fears in your heart when it comes to this person. And it seems to be when you are moving on. Creating stability. I wish I better understood this person's motivation. I mean, that's beautiful, strong spiritual connectivity. I don't know what they want to say exactly. But if it's anything less than I understand, these are the things I recognize in me. These are the things I recognize in us. Because there was an us here. Even though the us was kind of treated like shit. What's going on? How do I handle this? Too much juggling. That's what ended it. I think that's what they're going to speak to some extent. Too much juggling. I understand that now. I couldn't make up my mind with the Nine of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. I couldn't make up my mind, and I didn't know what I wanted. I had one foot in, I had one foot out, and I wouldn't commit to either direction. I understand why the cycle happened. I got it. Something like that. It caused me a lot of stress knowing that I was juggling and that I couldn't really put myself in any one direction and stick to it. I kept telling myself to invest this way or the other, and I couldn't bring it through. I couldn't back it up, or I wouldn't commit, again, to any particular direction. I got it. That's what killed the cycle. Okay? All right. Ten of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. I have a rough plan. This person's very constructive, I suppose. They say that they have a rough plan for constructive efforts between you and them, ones that are actually feasible this time. They couldn't see a direction before. I think they could, they just wouldn't commit to either direction. Reasons why, I don't know. But now they're saying, I have a plan, and it's a light one. I like to introduce it. I'd like to see more of this person's thinking and or feeling, but they seem to be results driven, and that's cool. I respect results, you know. I'm results oriented as well. I like to see proof. If I don't see proof, right? They are saying they have a rough plan to legitimately work through stuff with you, the situation. One that's actually showing me constructive 3D as opposed to confusing 3D. I would like to see, yeah, see, there's the goal. Okay, the way you felt bad about yourself, saying this wasn't for me. Okay, we'd like to feel better about making the other person feel better if we reconnect. I'd like to see some mental or emotional motivation. Knight of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, slowly working through the break. Everything that led up to the break with you, there's some sort of understanding there. Okay. I really am having a hard time getting feeling from this person. It affects you emotionally. And I know that they feel the strength of the connection. Unresolved business here. They don't like the break. They've been working through that. But where is the motivation? You would think that's enough, right? I got 4 majors in the outcome for you. You think this is enough, but I'm telling you, there's the spiritual connection and there's what we as humans do with it. So I'm glad that they feel so strongly compelled to put constructive effort into this with you. I wish I better understood the motivation behind it. I get that you're still hot. I get that you're still beautiful. I get that they say they even understand. Dodged it. Seven of Swords. Dodged it. I know. Yes. It would be an immense satisfaction. Make someone personally happy to balance again. Somebody was acting in opposite of their self-empowerment. They couldn't live up to the expectation. They weren't as productive as they claimed they were being. Here's the energy, but I don't want to put any real work into it. The Empress and Emperor, they're about self-empowerment and doing the real work. That's why they're Emperor and Empress. That's why they've been put in charge, right? Somebody said, I got the energy, but I can't back it up. I can do it, but I won't prove it. I feel I can do it, but I'm not going to prove it. So we tried to dodge the bullet here of doing anything really productive or living up to the reputation as the Empress. You gave them full credit for that. I saw that. But it's like, here's that person that takes the good feeling and the credit, but they don't actually back it up. I just want the credit. I don't want the work. So if this still exists within this person, it's going to continue to be an issue. So if somebody keeps saying, I got strong feeling for this and I want to work through it, but they can't back it up, then it's a no-go. They are telling me they want to put real work into it, and that they even have kind of a plan. They want to know if you're on board. They want to introduce the plan. I do believe it would give them a great deal of self-pleasure knowing that they can work it out with you. So unless somebody's copping to this, owning this, I had feeling, Aries, I really did, but I got out or tried to get myself out of doing any real work. I wanted to be in charge, but I didn't take any initiative, ownership, or leadership. Lack of ownership, lack of productivity. What do I say about the Empress in Tarot? She is the most productive card. No productivity, not being honest with ourselves about what we're trying to do. I have very strong feeling, but I'm not honest about what I'm actually willing to put into this, you understand? So, unless we learned this lesson, things will remain the same. And that might be why they are, in fact, indeed showing me such high levels of productivity. Because hopefully we have an understanding here of what caused this connection to die. Or, at the very least, phase itself out, even temporarily. You know, our strong feeling here doesn't mean shit. Our attraction doesn't mean shit if we're not willing to back it up. You know, so this is that person that's like, I want to be in charge, but I don't actually want to do the work. You said that they were Empress. This is someone who takes rather than gives. It's like we think our strong feeling here somehow is supposed to assume the work for us. You know how it is when, well, I have strong feeling, and that should be an indication of my intentions, you know? That's kind of like saying my strong feelings, my attraction to you. That's proof enough of the work I put into this. But there's nothing to back it up. That's why you couldn't take them seriously. That's why it caused you pain. You know? That's no good. Or I'm going to do the work later. I mean it. I'm really going to invest in this later. I'm going to put more of my authentic self into this later. I'm going to take more initiative or leadership towards this later. Because I can. I know I can. Just not right now. And it always is like that. Something like that. I want to say I'm in charge, but I don't actually want to take... And then this is not good. The Empress in reverse is very selfish. Again, someone who takes rather than gives. So, a strong feeling with you is not enough to replace actions. Nothing ever is. You can have strong feelings all day long, but unless you have the actions to back it up, then it's not real, right? So I think that would explain why I'm seeing such a huge emphasis on constructive efforts, constructive efforts, constructive efforts. And they even say it over here. I didn't have any real constructive efforts. I got it. I didn't really put myself into this. I told myself I would, but I didn't. Every opportunity I had to pick a direction, I denied it. I couldn't commit to it. I couldn't make things solid. I was flaky, wishy-washy, bullshitting. I was insecure. I didn't know what to do. So I kind of respect this. They say they got a plan to fix things in reality. It looks pretty solid. They want to know if you're open to it. They've been kind of slowly but surely picking their way through the break towards you. Cool. The attraction's still there. And this is the only time I really saw any sort of personable emotion from this person. It would make them very happy, indeed, to balance things with you. So, as strong as a spiritual connection this is, unless there's a plan to counter the fuck-up, then it will indeed remain a fuck-up, despite the enormity of the connection. Okay? Just FYI. All right. I know. I don't like it. Here's the thing. We go, ooh, ah, and tarot. I've seen it. You've seen it too. Ooh, ah, this, that, the other. And that is ooh and ah. It is. Baby, that is ooh and oh, ooh, ah, wow. That is that energy. 100%. But I'm also realistic. I've been doing this a long time. this won't mean anything if we as humans choose to fuck it up. We can have strong connections all day long, but unless people are willing to consciously learn about their spiritual selves, actions, motivations, it will remain the same. So while that is beautiful and it is impressive, there needs to be more 3D energy. I believe they know that, which is why I believe they're proposing higher functioning cooperation with you. Something. I don't know how it's actually, but it has to be a damn sight better than you make me feel good, but I'm not necessarily making you feel good. See what I'm saying? If it comes back, I hope it is indeed bigger than that. Speaking of which, sooner than you expect, eh? Yeah. Well, sooner in tarot, like I said, May, June. Tomorrow, I don't know. But sooner than you expect. Woo! That one hit me funny too. Sooner than you expect. Oh. It almost felt like, oh. The way they hit me was funny. It was really funny. Sooner than you expect. Dun, dun, dun. What else, please? Anything else here? This is the Divine Timing Oracle deck. It's taken me forever to find a timing deck that I've actually liked. Most of them are stupid. I'm very honest about that. I told you, around May. Don't wait. That's what I'm saying. Your full energy should, at this point, already start to open up of its own accord, like a flower that's starting to unfold. Your spiritual energy should already be in that direction. I already kind of see you poking around and exploring other cups, cautiously. Cautiously. You don't know if it's going to go anywhere, but you are cautiously checking it out as a King of Pentacles who said this is what I should be looking for. You understand? So don't wait for it. You need to focus on yourself. You've shown me King, Queen of Pentacles twice, both of those aspects that you've neglected. And why? Because you are strongly attracted to and have very strong feelings for this other person. And that's okay. All right, but you say you know what your Ace of Swords is, then you focus on that. But yeah, sooner than you expect, around May. There you go. All right. Anything else, please? Anything else, please? Mercury retrograde. 'Tis that time. Yes, indeed. I believe we're still in retrograde. Honey, I can't keep up with all that shit. You think I would, but I don't. I just don't. But I believe we are currently in retrograde. So use this time to your advantage to retroactively think for yourself, your past with this person, what happened, and why. You're going to need that. You're going to need that. All right? But yeah, Mercury retrograde, I believe, is now. And I believe we are under the, letting go. Yeah, I know. I saw you do that. I saw you do that. You're letting go. You're trying to make room for the new. That's literally what this says, making room for the new. And that way you can have your new beginnings now. Okay, so again, don't put expectations on this. I see it coming in as a surprise, and your initial reaction is fear and pain. Is this just going to hurt me again? Otherwise, I see you being open to it so long as their proposal is legitimate. Whatever that proposal is, they are presenting some sort of constructive plan that's actually feasible as opposed to the last time you encountered them, which was kind of vague, non-committal, and I'm trying to get out of doing any real work with you. I say I will, but I can't back it up or prove it. Pets. Oh, yeah. Some of you are getting a new pet. Oh. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, it's true for me. I'll be getting my new pet in June. I'm super excited. So that's absolutely true for me. I know that. That's great. I got 2 strong components of Aries in my chart. That's beautiful. Oh, that's good. Yes. Yes. Some are getting a new pet. Be mindful of your health at this time. Health issues could arise. Date night. Who else did I see this for? Very lot of similar aspects to Sag, I believe. I don't mean date as in date, possibly with this person. I mean, it's the intimacy of 2 cups. Okay, we're exchanging. This is between you and I. Nobody else's. Nobody else's influences. Just this is you and me talking. So it's the implication of intimacy over water, wine, that kind of thing. But yes, I do see that. And it's going to feel intimate in its own way, despite however practical it's being presented on the surface. You have some sort of intimacy with this person that suggests this is just between you and I. Yeah. But yes, do be mindful of your health. Goodness knows. We're at the height of allergy season. My favorite. Anything else, please? Challenges. Yeah, you have to make that decision to pay attention to yourself. Absolutely. And for some of you, you're connecting to Earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But yes, you need to work on your inner healing. That is your own particular challenge. Specifically as it relates to understanding what your needs are and fulfilling them. There you go. Okay, I think that's enough here. That was quite the twist, so I dug a little deeper. Because I don't like doing that, man. I don't like doing those type of readings. I want to know what that means, because I have more experience. Then it's like, oh, it's all going to work out. You know, let me tell you something. I saw something atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. I very rarely watch tarot. I very rarely have to. But sometimes something will catch my attention. And I saw the most shit thing. And this sucks because this person is well respected. But they pulled 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. And they had the audacity to say, it's all going to work out. It's all going to be okay. You two are going to be great. What the fuck? You see how much caution I have over something so beautiful? Because I'm realistic. And the Aries I'm looking at back here, so were you. This is beautiful and it's impressive, but it don't mean shit if we haven't learned anything. I've seen too much real life and how it overlaps in spiritual connectivity. Our connections can be beautiful, but we as humans are tasked with being our higher, more authentic selves in order to execute this kind of energy. And if we cannot be our more authentic self to execute this kind of spiritual energy, then it goes back to square one. So let's be cautious with that. It's fucking beautiful. And if the person has an actual plan, okay, to work things out feasibly, to put more work in it than they last approached it, I'm going to put work in that. No, I'm not. We still evaded our true thoughts, and we still evaded our true feelings without putting any real work into it. It was selfish and neglectful. So this is beautiful and very commendable. But if at the heart of it, this person has not changed, it's going to stay the same. I do not like false hope, and I don't like telling people a bunch of bullshit. If it's beautiful, I tell you. And if it's practical, and I see that, I'll tell you. But if it's bullshit, it's bullshit. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. All right? I hope this person comes through. I really do, because that's gorgeous. I want this person to live up to their higher self. I want this person to live up to their higher calling. Even if it's just to work shit out between you and them. No relationship or blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be like that. I'm seeing this person has a very heavy practical function mode, and I respect that. That's cool. But I just want to make sure that this is no longer the case. This is selfishness without being authentic. So, just be cautious. Someone's either lying or they're not. Someone either puts the real work in or they don't. Someone actually either means what they say and they can back it up or they can't. It's really that simple. All right. Just, there you go. All right. No charms today. I do hope this helped you. It made sense now why I saw that strike of fear in your heart when you already told me that you were moving on. And I do. I see it right here. I love your sense of vision. You haven't lost hope for a stable, loving, healthy, caring foundation. You have not lost hope for that. The real stuff, the real deal. I see you trying to apply those principles, and immediately your heart got struck with fear, and I couldn't understand why. And it's like, why the fuck is that 5 of Cups still showing up in your heart? Why? Time has passed a little bit. And there's why. I hope this person can help ease some of the fear they put into your heart and the sadness. But they have to mean it. And you have to know the difference. Okay. I'll see you in 2 weeks from now. And like I said, the next round of readings will be something I'm calling Moving On. This is beautiful, but we still have a life to live. Moving on. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.